The hustle and bustle of city life is quickly behind us anywhere in Australia. The path of escape leads across carpets of yellow and white everlastings. Then on to a dress circle view as nature presents one of her most dramatic displays from the Lamington National Park, Queensland. Nature has laid out her landscape on a majestic scale, and man has paid tribute on a like scale by setting aside 48,000 acres of national parkland within a few hours' drive of the city of Brisbane. The primitive beauty of an ancient continent is preserved as it was before the white man arrived and built his cities. To escape the crowded pavements, man seeks the solitude of the bush. In Lamington, there are almost 100 miles of formed and graded paths. No jostling crowds, plenty of time to observe the locals. This gay little fellow wears his red and blue fancy dress all the year round. He's a mountain lory, and he brings a splash of colour to the mysterious rainforest, where some of the age-old Antarctic beech trees are to be found. Exclusive to Australia, the satin bowerbird is best known as a scavenger of anything blue. It takes the male 7 years to develop his lustrous blue coat. The young satin bowerbird wears this speckled coat before developing the more sophisticated plumage of his 7-year-old big brother. He's off, and so are we, to Moran's Creek to look in on a quiet glade where we are witness to a rare marriage of shape and colour in the form of the orange blossom orchid. From Green Mountains on the western side of Lamington National Park can be seen the rugged peak of Mount Lindsay. From Binnaburra on the eastern boundary of the park, the landscape, rough-hewn in the dim past by violent upheavals of earth, has now been sculptured by time and the winds until today we have such landmarks as Egg Rock. Taking a swift step across a continent, we find ourselves in Kings Park, Perth. Two square miles of bushland set within the city limits. With native buttercups and other blooms unique to Western Australia, there's a magic carpet waiting close handy to transport us from the cares of a growing metropolis. Another swift step takes us back across the continent to Sydney, New South Wales. Sydney-siders can escape to the Royal National Park, which lies some 20 miles south of the city. Fast electric trains waste no time in bringing them to the fringe of a park that's some 37,000 acres in area. Along the freshwater section of the Hacking River at Audley, recreation grounds and rowboats present a peaceful picture of our times. Further along the river, the primitive character of the Australian scene emerges once again. Black swans are natives of Australia. And here we meet one of the trick questions of school examination papers. What are the young swans called? Cygnets. The park provides a home for over 700 different species of flora, among them the flannel flowers. One of the Royal National Park's most distinctive features is the eastern boundary. 8 miles of Pacific coastline liberally indented with surfing beaches and with a grandstand view of the ocean in all her moods. About the same distance to the north of Sydney, the Ku-ring-gai Chase lies along the quiet waterways and tributaries of the Hawkesbury. Making out from Bobbin Head, there are literally hundreds of miles of calm waters perfect for launch travel, with plenty to engage the eye, both to port and starboard. For those who hanker to do their own navigating and calm water exploration, modern cabin cruisers are available for hire. But we're going ashore to see how some of Australia's first inhabitants go about this business of escaping the city. In the Ku-ring-gai Sanctuary, we meet a creature who plays an important role in the everyday life of Australia, the emu. With King Kangaroo, the emu is one of the supporters of the Commonwealth coat of arms. He's our biggest bird. Big, even when a chick. But plain chick, thank you. None of that cygnet nonsense. Enter the dragon. However, for all his fearsome appearance, the Australian goanna is only a fugitive from the Aborigines' campfire. The goanna rates high on the black man's menu, but here it's a sanctuary, and no one will molest him. Another rare dish, and looking very sharp in his prickle skin swagger coat, is the ant-eating echidna. And speaking of dishes, you've only your whiskers to wash after a meal, or perhaps a spot of gravy behind the ears. The wallaroo is a close cousin to the kangaroo. Now for the best mother and child combination in the living folklore of Australia's marsupials, the koala. The city's soaring steel and concrete skyscrapers are held in justifiable disdain by the koala. Koalas are able to eat only 5 of the 400 species of gum leaf. Bushland's sleeping habits defy the laws of gravity. The trees become open-air dormitories for the well-fed sleepyhead. With its thick fur coat, the koala could be expected to work up a good thirst on hot summer days, yet the only liquid he gets is from the gum leaves he eats. Believe it or not, the koala never drinks. But, like everyone else, he finds relaxation and enjoyment in Australian national parks.